The details that have come out, like the $59 million spent on luxury hotels, it's actually not.
Talking about the FEMA money that was abused for migrants. That was FEMA money for migrants. That's okay now?
No, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's okay. Don't put words in my mouth.
So would you stop that? Would you stop that process?
Don't be a dick.
Ain't nothing changed, nothing new here to see. This ain't nothing but some political maneuvering. America. Welcome to the eulogy. Eat it up. It's called political buffoonery.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Dumbocracy, where we showcase some of the dumbest newsmakers of the week. This first month of this second Trump presidency has really been a lesson in the power of political disruption. We've seen Trump and his special federal employee, Elon Musk, slashing and burning different sectors and agencies and departments of the federal government, looking for not only efficiency, but to root out corruption and partisanship that were remnants of not only the Biden administration, but also past administrations as well. Democrats, in response to this, as we've detailed on this channel, have been losing their minds with emotional outbursts and reactions. We've seen this over and over again, whether it be the video we released on Monday with Maxine Waters outside the Department of Education, which, by the way, you can check out by clicking the link in the upper right-hand corner of the screen right now. There it is. You can click on that at your leisure. Or you can also check out the discussion we had on last week's live show, Behind Enemy Lines, which, by the way, will be airing tonight, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on this channel. It's our weekly review of the news that was. Check us out, Behind Enemy Lines. Me and Ross Galloway will be here waiting for you to have a little bit of fun and to see what's going on in the world of news this week. But back to this video. While we've seen the reactions from Democrats and their emotional outburst in response to Musk and Trump and Doge, we have yet to see media outbursts and the media lose their cool, although they've mocked and derided different things. Certainly some nicknames from some of Elon Musk's associates. The name Big Balls comes to mind for me.
Take a deep breath for just a moment and ponder big balls.
Big balls.
Big balls.
Big balls who work for Elon Musk's so-called Department of Government Efficiency, Doge.
In the one case of the Big Balls kid, a literal teenager.
Big balls online. Big balls here that Katie's talking about.
A 19-year-old that goes by the username Big Balls.
So that would be one way that we could refer to him.
Because who among us doesn't feel better about big balls, big balls, big balls?
It's got huge balls. Big fucking huge balls.
But in this video, we're going to look at a panel discussion involving former New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu and CNN's Anderson Cooper, where Cooper lost his cool and lashed out at Sununu. We're going to watch this exchange and see how this furthers our discussion of the power of political disruption. But before we get to all that, I'm going to ask you guys to please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any other shows. And if you like what you see in this or any other video on the channel, smash that thumbs up button. Like, comment, share the show with your friends, all that really good stuff, because all that's going to help this channel grow via the YouTube algorithm.
Yes, it must feed.
As always, gang, thank you so much for all that you do to help grow the channel. You know I appreciate all of your efforts, whether you're watching on YouTube, on Rumble, on X, or on Instagram and Facebook, where you guys have been sharing the crap out of stuff we've been putting up there. Thank you so much for all that. You know I appreciate all of those efforts. And for all you newbies out there on any platform whatsoever, I hope this video earns your subscription as we talk about this CNN panel where Anderson Cooper lost his cool during a discussion with former New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu, talking about a joint press conference on Tuesday with Elon Musk and President Donald Trump, discussing Doge and their efforts to rein in out-of-control spending in government.
Musk gave 7 specific examples off the top of his head of where the corruption and fraud were. I know you didn't play the clips. He was talking about a contractor that had a 3-month contract. He was paid for 20 years. He was talking about welfare benefits that were being paid to someone that was technically 150 years old. He was talking about line items in the Treasury that had no justification.
There's no he doesn't present any actual evidence.
Well, he's standing there in the Oval Office. Do you expect him to come in with 10,000 pages?
And there's a great example of the scrutiny that Democrats will do to a person like Donald Trump that they didn't do under the Biden administration, under the Obama administration. The benefit of the doubt is always against Republicans, and especially against Donald Trump. The administration is less than a month old, yet Anderson Cooper is looking for chapter and verse on everything and anything that Musk and Doge and Trump have found that is wasteful, inefficient, partisan, or corrupt in the federal government. That's kind of an unreasonable demand, isn't it? Do you expect them to have everything laid out in black and white, all calculations done, checked, rechecked, triple checked, so that they can present the entirety of their work? Or should it Trump and Musk be given credit and the benefit of the doubt when they are being so transparent in their statements from the Oval Office? And yet, Anderson Cooper wants you to think that the lack of verification on this information calls into question the information itself. I don't think that's a fair standard. I don't remember that standard being placed upon Joe Biden or Barack Obama. I think they were all given the benefit of the doubt. Why isn't that happening here? Well, we know that Trump has this adversarial relationship with the media and certainly with Democrats, and any aspersion they can cast on him and Musk and Doge, well, they're going to do that in a way to cast doubt on what they say.
That was a dirty, low-down trick.
And I have to be clear, to complain about this administration about transparency, when this president takes open questions on a daily basis, yet Joe Biden didn't show up for a press conference this 6 months, is insane. Well, these guys are being extremely transparent. They don't have to sit there and take the questions, but they do. It's all on the website. It's all out there.
It's not transparency to say things that have no factual background. I mean, to say we're cutting, we've found $1 billion or $1 trillion in waste with no specifics, that's just talk.
Enter Jeffrey Tubin, inserting himself into the conversation. Yeah, I got that double entendre too, considering Jeffrey Tubin was once fired by CNN for what's become known as tubining himself during a call with his fellow colleagues, I think was on Zoom or something, and he got caught red-handed. Let's just say it that way.
Flashback. Jeffrey Tubin was fired by the New Yorker magazine and went on leave from CNN for performing a sex act during a Zoom meeting with colleagues.
End of flashback.
He's here on CNN again saying that it's just all talk from Musk and Trump. Notwithstanding that it hasn't been completely vetted out and you don't have a giant report yet. It's clear that when statements of this gravity are being made by Musk, by Trump, in the Oval Office, in front of reporters, on the record, you gotta think there's some basis to it, don't you? Let's make this the topic of the day for discussion here in the comments. Do you think that Trump and Musk would just be popping off at the mouth about all of these specific examples of waste and inefficiency and corruption in our federal budget if they couldn't back it up? Let me know what you think in the comments about that.
It's not transparency.
It's 23 days in here, guys. 23 days. You were talking about 2.3 billion that was saved last year. These guys are saving 2.3 billion a day.
Right, but
it's incredible.
That's what they're saying. But where's the proof?
You're waiting. You're not going to be satisfied till he shows up with 10,000 pages. I
No,
think
but
in about
10,000 pages.
Yeah.
He's giving very specific things,
yes,
but he's not actually giving any evidence of that.
It's all going to come because what they also said was, if we have to go to Congress, we'll go to Congress.
Right,
and that's a great point by Sununu. Trump and Musk and Doge, they know that their bully tactics here and their bully pulpit is only going to get them so far. As we know already, there have been court actions and temporary stays and injunctions from further action in the Department of Treasury with USAID and other aspects of the government that have been inspected already that have paused those inspections. In fact, don't you think it's disingenuous by Anderson Cooper and Mr. Tubin over here to say that there's no concrete evidence there when courts have stopped dead in its tracks the actions of Trump, Musk, and Doge? Kind of a disingenuous argument, in my opinion, knowing that the department can't continue to do the work of proving their case yet they're demanding proof of their case. And again, as Sununu said, this is 23 days in, folks. The standards here are completely unreasonable. But luckily for Trump and Musk and Doge, they have the momentum of public opinion on their side. Trump has never been so popular in the polls at this point. Democrats have never been so unpopular. So when you find these revelations coming out from Elon Musk and from Doge about all kinds of crazy things like Moroccan pottery and transgender comics in Peru and transgender musicals in Ireland and all the crazy cuckoo banana stuff we've been hearing that the government has been funding, and I'll use the word allegedly, just to satisfy the supporters of Cooper and Tubin, you got to scratch your head and say, what the hell's going on? It at least piques the interest of the American people when they hear these outrageous claims. And again, for people of this level in our government and in society to make such claims that are outrageous, you got to think they wouldn't be making it if it wasn't backed up by some foundational evidence.
Why would anyone make up a story like that?
We'll show where it is.
Some of the details that have come out, like the $59 million spent on luxury hotels, it's actually not.
You're talking about the FEMA money that was abused for migrants? That was FEMA money for migrants? That's okay now?
No, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's okay. Don't put words in my mouth.
So would you stop that? Would you stop that process?
Don't be a dick. The portrayal. What I'm saying is the portrayal by him is just not factually accurate. Well, he's talking about luxury hotels. I'm not a big look. I was in Hurricane Katrina.
Until he sends you a
I
personal
saw what
text,
FEMA
you're
does.
Not gonna believe it. I get it.
Okay, so that's the moment that was the money shot for you guys, right? Where Anderson Cooper says to Chris Sununu, "Don't be a Richard," and kind of uncalled for there, I think, because Sununu hasn't backed in the corner. But I want to focus more, not just on the insult, because I mean things get heated, and of course we've seen this in Democrat circles thus far with Schumer, with Maxine Waters, with Mark Takano, and so many other Democrats in politics going up to these departments and banging on doors demanding to be let in. We've seen these emotional outbursts or the lack of control of emotion from these people on the left. But I also want to focus on what Anderson Cooper said, that the information coming from Trump, Musk, and Doge is not verified. And again, it's that catch-22. Of course it's not verified. Their work is not only incomplete at this point, but it's been stopped by the courts. So what does Anderson Cooper want? Does he want chapter and verse? If he wants chapter and verse, then let Musk and Doge do their work and come back with a report, right? If he doesn't want that, then he's just taking political potshots here at people who are doing their best to give information in real time of what they're finding. Musk and Trump are damned if they do and damned if they don't in Anderson Cooper's eyes here.
Y'all can't have it both ways, man.
Anderson Cooper gets half credit for apologizing, being a gentleman.
Before we go, I want to apologize. I was mean. I was rude to you, and I never.
Are you kidding? No. I grew up with 7 brothers and sisters, and I'm a Sununu.
I invited you here.
I'm a former governor. You want to know what I'm normally called? It's one of the nicest things I've been called all week. It's great.
No, but I apologize.
No,
it's not. It's I don't know why I said that. I really do.
We're all friends here.
No, I mean I like that.
Keeps it spicy. Keeps it hot. It's post 8 o'clock. Have some fun on CNN.
I don't want to do that.
That's all well and good, but the story here is the uncharacteristic lack of control on display by Anderson Cooper, resulting in this emotional outburst. And when we come back from the break, we're going to talk more about the roots of these emotional outbursts from Democrats and those in the media alike. And it's all about political disruption. Like what you see so far? Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Also, leave us a comment and tell us what you're thinking. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another show. I don't want to belabor the point, but let's talk about the power of political disruption. Why do Democrats and those in the media like Anderson Cooper view Elon Musk and Donald Trump as threats to democracy, as we heard throughout the 2024 election cycle? Well, it's because that Musk and Trump are disrupting the status quo of Washington politics. The left, the media, They thrive within Washington's swamp, the political machinery that makes the whole town go round, manipulating the levers of power that they cling so deeply to, as evidenced by the past year we saw in the election cycle, all the lawfare, and we're seeing that continue now as Trump and Musk try to take a machete to the bureaucracy. Trump beat back the left's lawfare in 2024, just like Musk removed the left's ability to control political narratives throughout his management of X. So they're known to be disruptors of the status quo and the left doing business. It's extremely difficult to be a political disruptor like Trump and Musk. Only those with the means and the will can pull it off in the face of such a monolithic political machine like the Democrats, or the similar monolith that is the mainstream media. Trump and Musk are disrupting the left's carefully curated monopoly on bureaucratic control through these audits and examinations and investigations of USAID or CFPS. You guys should look up what that is, or the Department of Education. The left is especially terrified that an outsider like Musk or Trump, even though he's been in government, he's still considered an outsider, but they're terrified of these outsiders who wield the formidable combination of near unlimited wealth and the full blessing of the current administration from Trump, and that this blessing and this access will expose the left's games that have been played in the past. The things that you heard Chris Sununu talking about in the video. The 150-year-old who's still on the books. The guy whose contract expired, but he's still getting paid decades after. The left can't control either Musk or Trump, and that's driving them crazy. That's why they're going back to old tactics like calling Trump a lunatic. These disruptors, Trump and Musk, they're being effective. And no number of cringeworthy chants, media spin, or emotional outbursts is going to stop them from going forward.
It's a new fucking day.
But that's just my opinion on all this stuff. I want to know what you guys think. Let's get into the comments together. And as always, like and share this video with your friends. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other shows. Do you think that Trump and Musk's political disruption is going to result in real change in the federal government? Or is this just another political dog and pony show that is going to result in no changes whatsoever? Let's discuss that together when looking at this video and all the other shenanigans and buffoonery happening every day this week in Dumbocracy. Hope to see you guys all tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, for Behind Enemy Lines.
All views and opinions expressed here are not necessarily of the mainstream media and may offend some listeners. It's called political buffoonery.